Hi there, this is Sid, and today we shall solve a SQL problem in StrataScratch. The title of the problem is Variable versus Fixed Rates. The problem is marked as a medium difficulty level problem and has an ID of 2000. As always, we shall start off by going through the problem statement, having a look at the input and output tables, and then we shall try to solve the problem. So let us start off with the tables that we have been provided here. So this is the input table that we have. It consists of 5 columns: an ID column, a balance column, an interest rate column, a rate type, and a loan ID column. So the loan ID column and the rate type column are the two that we shall need to actually solve this problem. So each loan ID, say loan ID of 2, has one of two rate types. It can either be a variable or a fixed rate type. So that is our input table, and the problem is asking us to provide an output where for each loan ID we have two columns. One column is called fixed and the other column is called variable, and if the loan ID has a rate type of fixed, then the fixed should have a value of 1 and variable should have a value of 0. If the loan ID is of type has a rate type variable, then fixed should have 0 and variable should have 1. So this is what the output should look like. So for example, for loan ID 2, if we look at the input table, the rate type is variable. So here in the output, the column variable has a value of 1 and fixed has a value of 0. Similarly, for loan ID 4, the rate type has a value fixed. So if you look in the output for loan ID 4, the fixed has a value of 1, whereas the variable has a value of 0. So although it has been marked as a medium difficulty problem, it seems to be a fairly straightforward problem, and I shall quickly walk you through the simple SQL query here. So we are trying to generate two columns, one column called fixed and the other column called variable, using a simple case when statement. So all it does is it says if the rate type is fixed, then assign a value of 1. If it is not fixed, that is if it is variable, assuming that there are only two possible rate types, fixed and variable, then assign a value of 0 and name that column as fixed. And similarly, if the rate type is variable, assign a value of 1. If it is not, that is if it is fixed, assign a value of 0 and call this the column variable. So we shall quickly execute this query and we shall see what our output looks like. Yep. So I had selected a word, which is why it threw an error message. So you see here, loan ID 2, fixed columns value is 0, variable columns value is 1. Loan ID 4, fixed 1, variable 0. Loan ID 5, fixed 0, variable 1. So that, I believe, was a fairly straightforward problem. I shall continue to come up with more problems of this kind. Thanks and stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye-bye.